appreciate you having us out. Obviously, when we found out from our dealer here that services the Fort Myers area, I think you had texted him maybe after the storm.
Right. I actually texted him before the storm and said, why don't you come out and take a look at my roof, because I think I might have seen a dry shingle someplace.
Okay.
Which turned out to not be the case. But I was on the schedule, and then the hurricane hit. And in this North Fort Myers neighborhood, there's almost 900 manufactured homes.
Uh-huh.
Mine is one of maybe a dozen that didn't sustain either roof or siding damage of a major type.
Right.
And I thought, what's the difference? I have an 11-year-old 3-tab shingle roof.
Right.
And everybody else in the neighborhood's got architectural shingles, and they had damage, and their roofs are newer than mine.
Yeah. How long before the storm was the roof treated with Roof Maxx?
About a year.
Okay, so about a year before.
Right.
Okay. And how did you hear about us?
From my neighbor right across the cul-de-sac.
Okay, the one with the tan roof over here.
Right.
And we've already been up on the roof. We just looked around. There is damage. It's very minimal. What we see, 2 shingles missing and a cap that was probably a piece of debris or something hit it.
Right.
But and these shingles that are on here, the 3-tab shingles, as you said, and in Florida, really about 10 years is all you'll get out of them. The insurance companies were trying to get people to replace their roofs at 15 years. And that's the architectural shingles. So now a new law that's condition of roof, right? Not just age of roof. Now it has to be the condition of the roof, so which is helpful. But in this case, I mean, the roof held up extremely well. So what about some of your other neighbors? Are there some neighbors you have that have had extensive damage, not just to the roofs, but to the interior of the home?
Yes. In the next cul-de-sac over, they had a pine tree branch with multiple good-sized limbs came through the home, and of course we had 16 inches of rain came through the roof, and now the floors are buckling and the walls are degraded, and it's a nightmare.
Tough situation.
2 doors from me here looks fine from this side, but she lost her entire east side of her house.
Oh wow.
Peeled the siding off, peeled the sheathing off, sucked the insulation out of the 2x4 cavity, and
you were fortunate, but I know a lot of your neighbors aren't. And actually, just as we pulled in, all the trucks picking up all the debris, and see that everywhere down here.
It's close to 150 mile an hour sustained.
Just shy of a Cat 5.
Right. The prices of roofing were beginning to escalate prior to the hurricane. I talked to some of my neighbors because I knew my roof at 11 years old was kind of on its last legs relative to the standard definition of a 3-tab. I didn't really want to spend another $15,000 on top of what I already had in the house to do a roof, because it's one of those things where you don't necessarily get your money back if you're going to sell in the near future.
Yep.
So when Mike and Cindy told me what they did on an older roof than mine, I thought, well, let's see. Pay a couple $1,000 for Roof Maxx, you get a 5-year guarantee, not against leakage, but certainly against the type of conditions that would cause leaks.
Yeah. Keep it flexible, right? If you keep the roof flexible, you'll keep it strong.
Yeah, I would rather spend $2,000 every 5 years as opposed to $15,000. Maybe every 10 or 12 years.
Yeah. After getting on the roof and looking at it, I think we'll be able to get one more treatment. Now they're going to have to come back in 4 years and look at it, but I think they can get one more treatment. The amount of degranulation isn't terrible. Of course, the southern slope has more degranulation than the northern slope, as I showed you.
Right.
So, but hopefully one more treatment would be great.
Yeah, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, if you didn't do anything to the roof, this roof, because of being a 3-tab, they definitely, again, 10, 12 years, that's about what you'll get out of them. You won't get much more than that.
Yep. Went to Lakeland, didn't know what to expect when I came back, and on the way back, my neighbor across the street, who doesn't even live here yet, called and said, my kids say your house looks like nothing happened to it. Pretty good feeling, but since I've been back, all I've done is help everybody else.